What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday to you all. Welcome to another live beer review. Just so I want to get this out of the way and done and over with. Obviously, it's been a few days since I've done a review, but it's not a bad thing of why I haven't done them. There's been a little bit of a change in kind of schedule / stuff going on in my life now. I don't know if some people already know about this, but I actually have a job now. I am now employed by a brewery, so that's really cool. I started on Saturday, first schedule, kind of getting behind the bar training done and getting all that kind of stuff taught, so I'll be like a backup when it comes to the bar and the tap room and all that stuff. But my main job at this brewery is I'm going to be a brewer's assistant, a brewer's apprentice, so schedule might be changing a little bit when it comes to stuff happening on this channel when it comes to reviews, but I'm still going to try to knock them out whenever I have the day to do it. It just, some days might have reviews, some days might not because I'll be working. There will be no review tomorrow because I'll be at work. But other than that, we're back to our regularly scheduled programming. Of course, it's a really fun kind of thing that it's a new adventure that I'm really excited to be a part of now. All this grinding over the past year and a half of just doing these reviews, I guess, finally paid off, so which is really cool. So today we're going to be talking about another beer from Adroit Theory. Hopefully you guys aren't sick of me reviewing beers from Adroit Theory because they're one of my favorite breweries of all time. And whenever I find a beer, whenever I find a beer from them that I haven't had before, I get crazy excited, and of course I want to do a review for it. So today we're going to be taking a look at Abandon All Hope, their Hazy Imperial IPA that is not in production right now, unfortunately. It's not in production, not available at the tap rooms or anything, but it is available for purchase still. I saw it at a couple like Total Wines in like Virginia and all that. So just look at that kind of like Terminator Alien-esque kind of vibe going here, and it just futuristic robot craziness. So I'm really excited about this one. This guy comes in at 8% ABV, and from what I know about this one, it's a double dry hopped IPA with Mosaic, Vic's Secret, Azeka, El Dorado, and Motir hops. So I'm expecting a lot of like tropical fruit notes, maybe kind of maybe like berry kind of notes. I'm just assuming that it's going to be a crazy amount of just tropical mango, like pineapple, nice pininess to it, and it's just going to be absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what this guy's all about. So let's see what we get on the smell. Oh yeah, definitely getting more of like a kind of like a lighter, softer mango coming on the nose. Definitely a little bit of like that hoppy bite that comes in and sneaks up on you a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Mostly, it's definitely light on the nose when it comes to smell. Definitely getting maybe small hints of mango. Definitely a predominant pininess to this. Yeah, the smell is absolutely delicious. I'm kind of excited. It's going to be nice and hazy. I'm not expecting it to be like a crazy hazy like some of the other stuff I've had from them, but I'm going to be drinking out of my untapped pint glass this afternoon. Let's see how this guy pours. Yeah, a little bit more of like it looks like a little bit more of a crisper, cleaner kind of haze to it. Definitely like a soft white head in there. It's not as crazy hazy as some of the other stuff, but definitely has a nice little like haze color to it. More of like kind of like I guess more of like an orange, maybe a grapefruitish kind of thing. Definitely a lot of stuff floating around there, so that's just concentrated flavor, which I love. Yeah, definitely. I'm actually kind of getting notes of like kind of like a citrus on here, maybe like a lemon, maybe a little bit. So yeah, this is actually smells actually fantastic. So let's give her a try and see how it is. So happy Monday, guys, and cheers. Oh yeah, so hits you in the face. It's for it being an 8%. That kind of piney, little bit of booziness kind of like creeps up and right up front. Get maybe like a pineapple-y kind of, definitely getting that mango sweetness that lingers on the mouth at the end, which is really nice. But first predominant flavor is just a nice hoppy bite, which from these guys I'm not surprised that this one has it, just because there's always a good amount of hoppiness when it comes to an Adroit Theory like Hazy IPA. Pillowy soft mouthfeel. Not really, I wouldn't say it's light. Definitely has more of a heavier, like in-depth body to it. Really, really nice. The hoppy bite is definitely the most predominant flavor of this. Maybe lighter notes of maybe like a mango pineapple kind of thing. But overall, yeah, that's pretty damn solid. Pretty damn solid for sure. So yeah, you guys have heard me talk about Adroit Theory before. They're out of, I believe it was Percival, Virginia, or they have a location in Percival, Pennsylvania, and I think they have a location in Vent Hill, Virginia as well. So this is where this one was brewed out of. I think it was, Vent Hill, Virginia. So of course you'll be able to find this at like Total Wines in Virginia. I've seen people pick it up from there recently. So it's not available at the tap room right now, but you could still find it at like liquor stores or bottle shops around the areas and stuff. So that's still pretty cool that you can get your hands on this, because I believe the last time they brewed this batch was in like the end of 2020. So this stuff should be still available. Of course, people say that IPAs are meant to be left like drank fresh. I sometimes disagree, because I've had a little bit of a more aged IPAs when it comes they've been sitting down in a controlled environment in a cool spot, and they still have tasted better. Those kind of hoppier like flavors are able to kind of get even more in depth. So that's something I really enjoy about like kind of having an Imperial IPA sit a little bit. But yeah, this thing has a really nice pininess to it. Really like nice notes of like a mango kind of stuff going there. Slight citrus, like a lemony, grapefruity citrus in there. So very, very nice, very balanced when it comes to, if you're somebody who enjoys a nice hoppy Imperial IPA, this will definitely one that's right in your alley, because it's definitely more predominantly hoppy than it is more of those like tropical fruit notes, but it's still a juice bomb in your face, which is what I enjoy out of hazy IPAs for sure. So looking on Untappd here, of course it says right in here this beer is no longer being produced at the brewery, because they may be doing a different version of it, or maybe this was just a one-off kind of situation. But like I said, it's an 8% ABV, and with over 2,068 ratings, this one only has an average rating of 3.89 out of 5, which I'm really surprised, because there's rarely times where I see anything from Adroit rated under a 4. So I'm kind of pretty surprised on why this one's only a 3.89 out of 5. But looking down and here, seeing what people have to say about this one, of course, looks like people are a verified location where you can possibly pick this up overseas. I'm seeing like Germany, maybe a little bit of maybe like Russia or kind of there, because they're able. Adroit Theory definitely has a lot of their beers to kind of go overseas, which is really cool. I know I've seen it in like Denmark and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really cool to see their stuff go out and have other people around the world be able to try this, because in my opinion, Adroit Theory is one of the most slept on breweries of all time. Like, there's a reason why they're probably my favorite brewery of all time. So I'm looking at the description here. This says it may be their juiciest double IPA yet, featuring a star-studded lineup of tropical fruit-forward hops. Aromas of tropical citrus jump out of your glass, with each sip offering forwards of mango, pineapple, and slight grapefruit before finishing with mellow notes of pine. Okay, so it's saying the piney notes are mellow. With me drinking this that's a little bit older, I think those mellow piney notes kind of started to come forward a little bit more, and like the mango, pineapple, citrusy stuff kind of mellowed down a little bit, so kind of like switched roles a little bit, which with this situation I do enjoy a nice kind of hop forward hazy IPA at times, and still having those citrus tropical fruit notes in there still makes it a really enjoyable experience. I love the color. I love just this is a thick juice bomb for sure. It's absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Big fan of it. Big, big fan. And I'm not just saying that because Adroit's one of my favorites. It's just because whenever I have something from them, I love it. Never really have anything from them that I've disliked before. So, looking at some of the ratings on here, let's see what people have to say. So, this guy gave it a 3.75, purchased off Tavor. This guy gave it a 4 out of 5. Let's actually, before we go down there, let's see what my dad rated this one, because he drank this one a little bit back. Yeah, he drank this back in June when we had it, so he purchased off Tavor, which was where we got ours, and he gave it a 4.25 out of 5. So going back to like what it says globally here on Untappd, seeing this guy gave it a 4.25, saying citrus, grapefruit, hoppy, with a sweet bloom and a sweet bloom of piney twists. Yeah, definitely those piney notes sit in there really well. Of course, if you see this guy's check-in, he took a picture of it in the glass. You can see the kind of thickness of the beer, which is always nice to see. It definitely is one of those like thicker, hazier juice bombs. And see, this guy purchased it at Total Wine and More in McLean, Virginia, I believe. This guy gave it a 4 out of 5. Let's see. Somebody gave this a 4.5 out of 5. Purchased at Hopheads Alona, which is I wonder if VIC. Let's see where that is. Oh, so somebody purchased this in Australia. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. Well, I think there was one beer that I saw from them that Adroit Theory is kind of making their way out to Australia, which I think is really cool. So this person purchased it overseas and gave it a 3.75. Let's see, we got another one at the same location overseas, gave it a 4.25. Another 4. Somebody gave it a full 5 out of 5, so that's really good. Another 4 right here. So yeah, pretty good rating. So I'm really curious why it's only rated a 3.89 out of 5. That's interesting because we're seeing a pretty decent amount of higher ratings. Some 3.75, so that may be averaging out to like that 3.89 kind of realm. But do the overseas rate some lower than the local? If it doesn't travel, well, it's all over the place, Ian. Because when I see people checking them in overseas, and they're giving them just as high of ratings as what I would be giving them practically. So I'm just curious. Maybe it's just people's palates are different from different places. I don't know. It could be that these kind of style of IPAs aren't really. I wouldn't say an IPA is the biggest kind of style when it comes to seeing it in like Denmark, Germany, the Netherlands, all kind of stuff like that. So like a nice piney juicy IPA is not like the most predominant style of beer out there. So it might be still something that's new to the community around there, kind of getting into the different styles and all that stuff. Since the US has been Hazy IPA hopheads for, I would say, a few years now. That might be one of the things. So yeah, overall this one's absolutely delicious. Big fan. And after we looked at all the ratings on Untappd and everything, there was a couple of verified venues. RMA Craft Beer and Wine in Amesbury, Massachusetts, I believe that is. There's actually a place called Beer Selection in Budapest. So you can actually find this in Budapest. But yeah, there's actually a liquor store overseas called Sorry Mom Liquor Store. That's really cool, and they're considered a verified venue for this beer. So let's start thinking about what we're going to be doing here for our ratings on this one. So first off, let's look at can art. Yeah, Adroit Theory always knows how to make some of the best can art I've ever seen. When it comes to this one, having that kind of Terminator-esque feel to it, even though it's not like fully Terminator. It looks like this guy has like maybe a sword on the back, or maybe those are like blades sticking out of his back. Kind of has like that human skin melting thing. So really, really cool. Has that kind of course, like Chinese lettering on there. So I'm guessing this might have been maybe like a different theme. Maybe like a metal, like a Terminator Samurai kind of situation. And just having a beer named Abandon All Hope. I think that is just awesome. Having beer names to kind of be that kind of morbid, more darker theme kind of style. And of course, you always got to give credit to Adroit for actually putting stuff when it comes to pairings. So they have the food, cheese, and cigar pairings they have on there. So they have a flank steak with like some shiitake mushroom yakitori on there. And then the different cheese that I have no idea what this is. And then the cigars, which I'm not a cigar smoker, so. Yeah, but the can art in this one's absolutely phenomenal. Definitely some of the best ones that I've seen. Okay, because if you look on the top of the head, it looks like this has to be like a Chinese, Japanese theme kind of thing, because you can see the lettering on his head. So maybe like a robot ninja or robot samurai kind of situation. So really, really cool. So I'd easily give this a 5 out of 5 for can art. Definitely one of my favorites from them so far. But let's see. If I got this beer in a flight at Adroit Theory, would I get another one? Probably, definitely. I really like the very hoppy forward notes that I. Okay, let me see if I can. Romano Padrea. I don't know if I'm saying that. Romano Padrea, maybe. So, Ian, you might know what they're talking about. I have no clue. So, yeah, if I got this in a flight, I'd probably definitely get one of these again for sure, just because the can art by itself is great, and then trying it, getting more of those like hoppy forward, a nice kind of citrusy tropical fruit notes in there is really, really well balanced together. Definitely more of a hoppy bite to this one than I would say an average hazy, juicy IPA. So just keep that in mind if you're able to get your hands on this one. So it's definitely going to be more of that hoppier bite that hits you in the face. But if you're a fan of that, you're going to absolutely love this. So, yep. So it's weird because it's an 8%, but there definitely is that kind of boozy flavor that mixes in with that like piney hoppiness in there, which I tend to enjoy. There's a line where something becomes too boozy to where it's not as enjoyable, but this one hasn't really hit that line yet. There's the booziness that's still really enjoyable to have along with that pininess, and then those tropical lighter fruit notes. And the citrusy notes are a little bit lighter on the end, but they still round everything out perfectly, in my opinion. So, yeah, overall, really, really solid. So let's see. What is my final rating for this one going to be? Let's see. I think I'm going to give this one a solid 4. It'll be a 4 out of 5 on Untappd. So this one would be an 8 out of 10 with my out of 10 scale. Really, really good. If you can get your hands on this stuff, highly recommend it. If you're a hophead, this would definitely be one that's on the list to pick up. I know you can still find it at liquor stores around the Virginia area. You might be able to find it, since I know they distribute up to Massachusetts and all that. You still may be able to find this one at liquor stores up there. But overall, yeah, a really, really another solid one from Adroit Theory. So if you could ever get your hands on anything from Adroit Theory, just do it. That's all I can really recommend. I haven't had anything from them that has been bad, anything that I did not enjoy. So keep that in mind, so you already know that you're kind of going to get a good experience, and they kind of raise the bar when it comes to quality, when it comes to craft beer. So I always got to give them credit where credit's due. But overall, yeah. Oh, sounds like an Italian hard cheese. Okay, that's interesting. So, other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you guys. So thank you again, everybody in chat, for hanging out. And moving forward a little bit, hope you guys are patient with me. Reviews aren't going to be happening every single day now that I'm going to be doing some stuff behind the scenes of the brewery. I'm going in tomorrow. We're going to be cleaning kegs, which is going to be fun. So going to be start learning the brewing process and all that stuff, being a brewer's apprentice, and maybe having some days where I'm working behind the taps, serving beer to people, enjoying my time there. But this is a whole new adventure for me, so I'm really excited, and hopefully you guys will be hearing a lot about it throughout my time there, and it's going to be a really fun experience. So I'm definitely excited for this new adventure. So hope you guys are ready to be along for a ride, because I'm probably going to have some stories to tell along the way. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you, everybody in chat, for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. It will let you know whenever I go live to another review. Of course, reviews aren't going to be happening every single day now, so you just got to make sure you have that notification bell on, because then it will let you know when there's going to be a review scheduled. So other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. If you want to find me on Untappd, link to my profile is down in the description below. You can see people like me, Kentucky, Ian, Duchess, all of us on there, the Typhons, the Angry Hippies themselves. A bunch of people on this chat are on Untappd. If you haven't gotten on Untappd yet, I highly recommend it. It's a great kind of platform where you could check in beers, earn badges, it's just a nice beer drinking social media platform that I think is great. Or if you want to possibly find a way to get your hands on stuff like Adroit Theory and all stuff that may not be available near you, always got to recommend some more. You download the app, put in the zip code, and pretty much if they'll let you know right away if they can deliver it to you. Sometimes it's a little iffy depending on what state you're in, because some states have kind of weird shipping laws when it comes to booze and alcohol, so it's got to keep that in mind. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you again, everybody in chat, for hanging out. You guys are amazing. Thank you, everybody, for the congratulations and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm excited for this little adventure. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you again, everybody. I'm going to say it like I always say it. We're going to get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.